now. It's good to see you. What the newspapers are saying about the Grapevine murders was an outright lie. I want you to hear the facts, so here it is. We were parked on a country lane. Clyde was in the back seat, trying to sleep. Henry was in the front seat, fiddling with his rifle. I was in the grass playing with a little bunny rabbit. So I was going to give it to you, Mama. I saw a couple of officers pull up the lane and park their bikes. So I climbed in the car and I said, "Here comes a couple of lots." Mr. Clyde said, "Let's take them." So Henry, he leaped out of the car and he shot one. The other officer went for his gun, and so Clyde had to shoot him. Clyde was really angry and he said, "Well, now you've done it, you damn fool. Get in the car." I didn't mean kill him. Well, take him means surprise him, kidnap him. Those laws didn't know who we were. There's not a pair of officers in the whole country with guts enough to come after Clyde Barrow like that. The newspapers say I walked over and I shot those men lots of times just to see their heads bounce on the ground. I never even picked up a gun, Mama. That's the truth. And I can't walk. I know y'all never believed that newspaper story, but I wanted you to hear from the horse's mouth. Clyde says killing always makes him feel sick inside. Sick and cold and weak, sort of dull, wishing he'd never been born. It comes down so quickly. It happens in an instant. They're there, and you're there. And they got guns, and you got guns. It's gonna be you or them. And then you put your cheek, and you come down on it. And then you kill. There's no going back. That man'll never laugh or breathe again. But if he beat you to it, well, be you lying there dead instead of him. And then you run away and throw up. That's what he does. Senseless. Makes me wonder why God bothers with a whole bloody mess. I have done wrong. But I'm no different than you. Except I've actually done what some of you thought about doing from time to time. And the good book says, if a man has hate in his heart, he is a murderer. She was likely to go down as me. You're no different than me. You're not much different than me, are you? Are you? Please, bring my body home and have a service there. I want you to bury me next to Clyde. You have to let me go, Mama. I love you. Remember the good times. Remember, I love you. Always. I finished composing a new poem. I titled at the end of the line, but now I think the story of Bonnie and Clyde. You've read the story of Jesse James, how he lived and died. If you're still in need of something to read, here's a story of Bonnie and Clyde. Now, Bonnie and Clyde of the Barrow Gang, I'm sure you all have read how they rob and steal, and those who squeal are usually found dying or dead. But there's lots of untruths to these write-ups. They're not so ruthless as that. The nature is raw. They hate all the law. the stool pigeons, spotters, and rats. They call them cold-blooded killers. They say they're heartless and mean. But I say this with pride that I once knew Clyde when he was honest, upright, and clean. But the law fooled around and kept taking him down and locking him up in a cell until he said to me, "I'll never be free." So I'll meet a few of them in hell. The road was so dimly lighted, and there were no highway signs to guide. But they made up their minds, if the roads were all blind, that they wouldn't give up until they died. If a policeman is killed in Dallas, and they have no clue or guide, if they can't find a feed, they just wipe the slate clean and hang it on Bonnie and Clyde. The road gets dimmer and dimmer. Sometimes they can hardly see. But it's fight man to man and do all they can, for they know they can never be free. From heartbreak, some people have suffered. From weariness, some people have died. Take it all in all, our troubles are small till we get like Bonnie and Clyde. There are 2 crimes committed in America not a credit to the Barrel Mob. They had no hand in the kidnap demand nor the Kansas City Depot job. The police haven't got the report yet. Clyde called me up today. He said, "Don't start any fights. We're not working nights. We're joining the NRA." From Irving to the West Dallas Viaduct. It's known as a Great Divide, where the women are kin and the men are men, and they won't stool on Bonnie and Clyde. If they try and act like citizens, rent them a nice little flat. About the 3rd night, they're invited to fight to sub-guns, rat-tat-tat. They don't think they're too smart or desperate. They know the law always wins. They've been shot at before, but they do not ignore. But death is the wages of sin. Someday they'll go down together, and they'll bury them side by side. Few will be grief to the law of relief, but it's death for Bonnie and Clyde. The end. All right.